Hello and welcome to our final presentation for our brand audit as a part of CMKT 510. Our presentation today will be focusing on Plan International. Firstly, we'll start with a quick introduction about what Plan is and who the people behind it are. In 1937, John Langdon Davies started Plan. He was a British journalist. Initially, it had been set up to accommodate children who've been disrupted by the Spanish Civil War. Currently, though, the CEO of the Canadian division is Carolyn Riseborough, and Implant International is made up of 71 countries worldwide. And the focus recently shifted from all children to specifically girls. Currently, Plan International is ranked sixth in Canada by revenue compared to other not for profits. And these incomes are raised through sponsorships, which is by customers sponsoring children directly, and grants by the government and corporations. Plan International's Canadian division has a mission of focusing on youth engagement. Here, many children already have access to education and good homes, so it's effective to educate them on children's rights and specifically girls worldwide. The idea here is to enhance their sense of urgency and agency and to drive social change. In terms of competition, in 2016, Plan changed its focus from all children to specifically just girls, so it narrowed down its focus. And as a result, the competition was also narrowed down to other gender specific charities such as Planned Parenthood, White Ribbon, World Health Organization, or UN Women. A little background about the industry: there are over 86,000 charities in Canada, and the sector has very little transparency, so it's not known for being very transparent with how they operate and where their financials go. And total, they all bring about $251 billion in revenue each year. There are many, many not for profits targeting children specifically, and Canada's GDP, 13.3% of it is contributed by NFBs, which is not for profit.
Now let's take a look at Plan International SWOT analysis. So their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So let's jump into the strengths. Their biggest strength is that they are internationally recognized for the work that they do. They are known as global leaders in terms of working as a charitable organization for children. They also have worked with 51,581 partners over the years, and in 2018 alone raised $830 million. They currently have 8,000 employees, and that number has been slowly growing every year. And they have an array of celebrity advocates who advocate the name Plan International in a positive light for many people. Their weaknesses are that they are very dependent on donors, as is for many charities and non-for-profits. A lot of the financials are not internal based, they're based on other people giving money, and you don't know what you might receive, so there's always that risk. Second, there's a lack of total controlled efforts, and lastly, government regulations always make things complicated, especially when you are in many countries like Plan International is. Opportunity-wise, to begin, they can expand into more countries. They have already expanded into 70 plus countries, and they have experience in doing so, and that number has grown every year, so there's no reason why Plan International can't be in even more countries. Second, they are a reputable brand, and companies want to partner with Brand International, hence why they've already had so many partnerships, and that number will also grow as well, so that is a very strong opportunity for them. And lastly, the brand itself has a positive image and brand recall, so people look at and hear Plan International, and they're like, I want to work with this. I want to be a part of this. Lastly, onto the weaknesses. Weaknesses are that you're operating in various countries that have various incomes and various currencies, and it becomes difficult to manage all of that. Another thing is competition from other non-for-profits who are competing to do the same thing or other charitable donations as well. And lastly, lack of proper money management can damage every aspect of the brand, especially for a non-for-profit. Having proper money management and the person donating knowing where their money is going is very important in keeping a strong brand. Now let's take a look at Plan International strategies and current programs. So their biggest program that Plan International had and worked with for a while was the Because I Am a Girl campaign. And through that campaign, they had things such as Gender Digital Divide, which was essentially working with girls and trying to get them technologically connected so they don't fall behind in a constantly technological progressing world. They also just heavily focused on girls' education and educating women, and as well as education for girls and children with disabilities. Now, strategy-wise, Plan International has a very large global presence and is always on the verge of expansion. They refining target to mainly girls in a new wave feminist society. They have transparency in operations and they build strong image. They have had their 100 Million Reasons campaign over 5 years. They have many child sponsorships and different recruitment programs, and as well as they just partner themselves with many organizations as well. Now let's take a look at the brand architecture. So Plan International is a national organization, and they are the highest decision-making body that recruits and advocates. And they are split up into, I would say, 4 different segments. The first being the Global Hub, which is based in the United Kingdom. This is the nucleus of Plan International. This is where all the main leaders work and all the main board members report to. And this is a place where they support national organizations, and it's just the head of everything that pretty much runs within this organization. From there, you have regional offices, which support country offices. So these are found within separate regions in North America, in Europe, and in Africa. And in these offices, they also have leadership and technical skills, so countries can contact these offices for smaller other problems, or just anything that has anything to do with the area that they are in, and if they need more information on it and how to run something there. Next, you have the country offices. So whatever country that Plan International operates in, they have an office for that country, and that is where you'll find the head of anything that has to do with that country. You'll have no governance there, and they are the ones who create programs for the people within that country. From there, you have the program units, which are enact programs, and you get a lot of direct support. So this is where the volunteers come in. This is where the organization and pretty much the actual doing of the work happens through these units. And this is essentially how Plan International is spread out.
The qualitative research method that we believe is the best way to gain a true insight on our company's brand involves the use of in-depth interviews. These interviews not only allowed us to better connect with our participants, but they also allowed us to have a genuine look into their opinions on the matter. Following a thorough dive into our networks, we picked 2 participants that were selected and interviewed by our team on the 8th of July, 2019. The first participant we have chosen is a direct customer of Plan because he has donated to Plan. This would give us a direct insight on our brand from the standpoint of an actual customer. And the second customer is somebody that has donated to charities, but not directly to Plan, but is familiar with the brand itself. This allows us to have a better insight on customers of other companies and other charities that are our competitors. When it came to the actual interviewing process, both participants were first asked to provide a backstory on discovering the brand, how they were initially exposed to it, and what drew them to the brand. Then we went deeper into understanding why they donated to charities and what feelings that they have associated with such acts, regardless of whether the participant has donated to Plan International or any other competitor. These in-depth interviews were conducted and helped tremendously in providing us with a clear insight on our company's brand. As for the knowledge and insights that we've gained from these interviews, the first thing we can truly say is that Plan International does indeed have a strong brand resonance. Not only does Plan International have a strong impact on people's minds, giving the brand a strong and effective brand recall, the brand is also very trusted and reputable. As for their attitudes regarding Plan International, both participants have positive emotion towards it and believe in the company's quality of work and its credibility. No matter what, the company remains transparent and inclusive and prompts people to join the community that they've built around their cause. Participating in initiatives such as Plan International or other charities, as in the case for our participant number 2, comes with rewarding feelings. In fact, both participants felt the same way. The experience they had is self-rewarding. They have both admitted that being a part of something like that has increased their social approval.
Now let's talk about the resonance pyramid for Plan International. This will allow us to get a better sense of what customers truly feel about the brand. At the lowest level, we have salience, which is the identity of Plan International. It is the who are you, and it's highly recognizable as a top not for profit, and it's in depth, but there's not a lot of breadth. In terms of meaning, who are you, which is the performance and imagery, Plan is high performing. It is the sixth largest not for profit worldwide by revenue. It supports over 100 million girls, and it is ranked A minus on 2019's Charity 100, which isn't the best performance. There are other charities that are ranked A plus, but it is still up there. In terms of imagery, Plan International is associated with the feeling of empathy and hope. It is recognizable, and it has those booths that are in a mall that are easy for customers to recall when it's time to support a charity. In terms of response, the what about you? The judgments of Plan International is overall good. The quality of work that is done for girls worldwide is highly regarded, as well as the brand is highly transparent with its finances, and thus it is credible. Feelings of Plan International are very self rewarding, and it increases social approval. So many people that donate or support Plan International and its causes feel a great sense of fulfillment. And then finally, brings us to the top of the pyramid. We have here the overall resonance, the relationships, the what about you and me. Um, Plan International has a strong brand resonance, but not a very strong brand resonance. It's highly recognizable and trusted by Canadians, and it's for many the go-to charity to donate. It's highly engaged with its sponsors, and it is the sixth largest revenue as we went over.
Moving forward, our recommendations for Plan International includes building brand awareness and resonance and deepening their customer connection. When building brand awareness, we suggest to respond to upcoming and new trends in the market, seek for innovation, and partner up with their competitors. To deepen their connections with customers, we highly recommend using social media as a platform to directly message to sponsors. And lastly, to build on their foundation, Plan International can extend their reach to be a leader in female support, emphasize gender equality, and partner with locals. As a result of this, Plan International will deliver great impact for vulnerable children, especially girls, increase their market share and income, deepen partnerships, and to make a change in the world. As for our final words, Plan International is a leader in children's rights and sees great results from current efforts. With their advantage of being international, present and recognized, enacting our recommendations would be further beneficial. It would allow Plan to stay competitive while capitalizing on trends and consumer behavior.